sí que no traigo una vana ilusión. Y en el tiempo me la borra. La llevo en mi corazón. Y también en mi memoria. Porque las mujeres son más bonitas que la gloria. Ay, ay.
Woo! Gracias. Perfect.
Ooh, that lipstick's bright. Brighter than what I expected. Hey guys, it's Trisha with My Trish Advisor. How are you guys? How are your quarantines going? Obviously, I have more time on my hands because I was able to put my face on. I feel like I've mostly been in the same clothes or pajamas, so it kind of felt good to put some makeup on. So today we're gonna do what's called a Wera Minute. Do you guys remember Wera Minutes? I haven't done them in so long. A Wera Minute, well, first off, I don't know if you guys know what a Wera is, but I'm a Wera. Basically a white girl or a blonde. I think there's many different expressions for it. And we're gonna talk about something Mexican in a minute from the view of a Wera. So today is, what do they call you where you're from? And to clarify, a Wera Minute is usually never a minute. It's more like a Mexican minute, which just means that it could be a lot longer. In the United States, we have 50 states, and each state, basically, they call you differently than based on where you're from. So I'm originally from Iowa, so I would be called officially an Iowan. But they also call us Iwegians or Iwanian. Iwegian because I've heard there's a lot of Norwegian influence. California, I lived for 9 years. They call us Californians officially. Now, I had never heard of any like really kind of funny terms that you call people based on where they're from, except for when I moved to Mexico. So everybody knows Mexicans have very unique expressions, it seems like, for everything. And one word can literally mean many different things. So, to start off, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's called Estados Unidos Mexicanos, which means the United States of Mexicans, I guess. Mexicanos, right? Yeah. So, there are 32 states in Mexico, actually, as of recently. So, I didn't know that until I drove across Mexico. I drove through 18 states of Mexico, including like Sonora, Chihuahua, Durango, but I didn't know that there was actually different states. So, in Mexico, they call people different names based on where they're from. So, I wanted to share, I think it's 6 or 7 that I have. I'm not going to go through all 32 states. Now, this comes with a warning. The things that people call, or the words that people use to call other people where they're from, there's official names, but then there's also more funnier ones, which usually are offensive. Now, on all these, I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just sharing what my friends have shared with me, what they call other people from other states. And I have one question for you. I'll start it at the beginning. What is a chilango? Yeah, I've heard 2 different things. A chilango is somebody from Mexico City, and the other one is somebody that's born outside of Mexico City that moves to Mexico City. So that's my first question for you guys, because I really have heard back and forth, and I'd love to hear from you guys what it really is. So the first one I'm going to talk about, there's a state called Aguascalientes, which literally means waters that are hot, or hot waters. But my friend told me they call them hydrocálidos, which is basically like a sort of hot water. Baja California, so you would normally call them like Baja Californians, I guess, of sorts, but my friend says they call them canchanillas, and that is a sort of like flower or plants, or even considered a tumbleweed. And Baja California is just below like San Diego, just below California. And then Baja California Sur, which is like that little peninsula that sticks out. Below that, there's Baja California Sur, and they call them cholleros. So cholleros is like a prickly pear, or it's like the fruit from cactus. The 2 that, well, there's 3. There's 4. Actually, there's 4 that are offensive. So, like I said, I'm sorry. The 4 that I'm gonna go over, and you guys that are from Mexico probably know what I'm gonna say. Sinaloa, Puebla, Yucatan, and Veracruz. Oh no, Veracruz is not an offensive one, thank God. So we'll start with that one. I'm scared to get to the offensive ones. So Veracruz, which we have a lot of people from Veracruz here. It's a state of Mexico that's on the Gulf side. It's a very long, skinny state along the water. And they call them jarochos. And jarochos is not just the people, but it's also a culture and a type of dance, from what I understand. These women have these white, beautiful dresses, and the men wear like white hats with white clothing, and then they have a special dance, which I believe most states have special dances based on the state that they're from. But they have these beautiful dresses, and we have a lot of jarochos, which is for men, and jarochas, that's for women, here in Puerto Morelos.
Allá por la madrugada, siento que corre veloz, se oyen las trovadas inspiradas con amor, y yo le canto con amor, a mi tierra y a mi mar, qué bonita eres tú, nunca lo voy a olvidar.
So having lunch at Mercadito, and we get to hear a song from Veracruz. So amazing. Okay, so now for the offensive ones. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. So I called my friend that's from Puebla, and Puebla is more in the center of Mexico, so you call them poblanos, right? But there's also the negative one, which can also be seen as positive. So hot. Is, I think I'm nervous is what it is. Pipope, which in Spanish could actually mean pieza perfecto poblano. No, pieza poblano perfecto. That's the positive way. You can use it among friends, but if you want to offend somebody, it's pipope, which is pinche poblano pendejo. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you guys what my friend said, okay? Pipope, pipope. Sorry, poblanos. But you guys know. You guys probably call each other that. Yucatan, my friend from the Yucatan said they call each other pelena. I'm not even gonna explain it, but that's what they could call each other that are from the Yucatan. And the Yucatan is, there's the Yucatan state, but there's also the Yucatan Peninsula. The three states in the Yucatan are Quintana Roo, Campeche, and the state of Yucatan. Don't be mad at me for that, okay? And you guys can look it up. It's a Mayan word. That's all I'm saying. And the last one, which I was really surprised about, Sinaloa. Sinaloa, they call them, well, Sinaloenses is the, and you'll hear that like Quintana Rooense, Puerto Morelense. There's like enses at the end of most of them. But in Sinaloa, the official is Sinaloenses, but they call them buchones. Now, from what I've been told from many of my friends, not just one, just to confirm, is, and then researching it myself, is there's a Scotch whiskey called Buchanan's, and a lot of the wealthier, known as drug traffickers that have money, couldn't say Buchanan's, and they would call them buchon. That's what they would call the drink, because they thought it was like a high-end liquor. And they tend to, so they would order it a lot. It was like known within that, I guess, culture. And they wear like kind of flashy shirts and big belt buckles, tight pants, big hats, which tends to be like Armani or Gucci type of stuff. But they call them buchones. And I even found a makeup tutorial from a girl on YouTube where there is a buchones or buchona type of makeup that women can do. So I would love to hear back from you guys about like where you're from, what do they call you. This is not meant to offend anybody. I just thought it was really interesting learning about this stuff because it's very cultural and quite honestly, a lot of it's really funny and the history behind each one. So let me know what you guys thought. This is, like I said, a Wera Minute, and Usually, I'm Trish Advisor. I'm encouraging people to travel to Mexico, but with what's going on right now, I'm just doing my best to do some fun education with you guys. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and like, and if you thought this video was helpful, funny, or whatever else, please be sure to share it. So thank you so much for watching, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Nos vemos en Puerto Morelos. Bye guys.